What's good everyone, it's Steve from Sneaker Tech Talk, back with another video today. For today's video, we will be taking a look at the performance review of the Nike Freak 6. Alright, so as always, starting with the traction pattern right here, you do have his logo running throughout the outsole from the toe all the way to the heel, and it does wrap up just a little bit on the medial side. On this colorway right here, you are getting a gray solid rubber outsole. It is pretty firm to the touch, so you could maybe bring these outdoors. I would probably wait until they're on sale. It does have a pretty firm rubber compound, but overall on clean floors, these are a very good traction pattern. If you're playing on a clean floor, you're really not going to have to wipe at all, and you're going to have borderline, if not elite, traction pattern from these guys right here. On dirty floors, I did play with these once, on dirty floors, and I was wiping every 5 or 6 plays, but overall, they have a pretty reliable traction pattern, and the grooves are pretty deep as well, so I don't think you're going to run into too many issues with this as long as you're wiping. I'm assuming they're probably going to come out with translucent outsoles, but as far as this solid rubber outsole, it is a very nice option here in 2024. So as far as the traction goes on the Zoom Freak 6, I'm going to give them a very solid 8.5 out of 10. As far as the cushioning goes on this model right here, you do have a Cushlon 2.0 midsole. As you can see right here, it does have some lines running throughout from just wear and tear from me wearing these guys on court. They do soften up quite a bit. They do start out quite firm. I know Cushlon 3.0 is even softer. 2.0 is pretty nice underfoot. It's pretty springy at the back of the shoe with nice impact protection once they are broken in. In the forefoot, you have more of that Cushlon, but sitting directly under the ball of your foot, you have a pretty large volume Zoom airbag, about this big right here, and it is top loaded. So on those forefoot strikes, you're gonna feel a very nice springy feeling directly underfoot. Again, it takes a little bit of time to break in so you can actually feel that Zoom airbag, but it's really nothing special underfoot. The heel to toe transition in this shoe is a very natural feeling with that Cushlon and the Zoom airbag. Overall, it's a pretty nice setup. I would say it's more of a setup for lighter weight players through the positions 1 through 3, maybe the 4 position if you are a lighter 4, kind of a bigger power forward, but overall it is a decent setup, just really nothing special. And honestly, I just think Nike is really cutting corners when it comes to giving us really nice cushion setups. Like the only nice cushion setups, honestly, are either the Sabrinas, the Jordan 38s, the 39s, etc., and the GT series. Everything else as far as their cushioning setups, I guess LeBron's as well with the large volume Zoom airbag in the heel and the forefoot, but all of their other signature athletes are basically getting the same setup, either React and Cushlon or a Zoom airbag at the forefoot or at the heel. LeBron is the only signature athlete that has both Zoom Air in the heel and forefoot. So it is a little bit disappointing when it comes to the cushioning. Again, it's a decent setup, just really nothing special. It's pretty close to the floor in the forefoot, a bit higher off the floor in the heel. Overall, as far as the cushioning goes, I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10. Just keep in mind, it does take a little bit of time to break in with that Cushlon 2.0. As far as the materials go, again, really nothing special. You are getting a synthetic leather wrapping around the eye stay right here. It is a very cheap leather material. Honestly, yeah, it's just a really bad fake leather material. As far as the other materials running throughout the shoe, you have a pretty crispy screen mesh running throughout. I don't mind this because it doesn't take any time to break in and it's very breathable on foot. So I actually really like the screen mesh material running throughout the shoe because it's just very breathable and is very nice on foot and just kind of feels like a sock, honestly. But everything else, as far as that really cheap material, that leather, not a fan. Obviously, it would have been nicer to have a better cut of leather or suede, nubuck, you name it. But that's what you're getting on this colorway right here. I know on that white and kind of pink colorway, the materials are a little bit different and they have the print running throughout. But on this very basic white and black colorway, you are getting that synthetic leather with the screen mesh. So overall, I'll have to give the materials a 6.5 out of 10, but this screen mesh definitely works on court and I'm not mad at this material at all. As far as the weight goes on this model right here, again, this is a US size 10.5, and these come in at 11.15 ounces. So all things considered, this is a very lightweight basketball shoe, all things considered, especially in one of the bigger sizes in a size 10.5. As far as the fit goes on this model right here, it is a very snug one-to-one fit in my standard Nike size 10.5. My toe is basically right here at the end of the shoe, and I would actually say this shoe is wide foot friendly. So I do think you could stick true to size with this model and you should be good to go. If you like having about a thumb's width at the end of the shoe, maybe go up half a size, but for me, I went with my standard size 10.5 and they were a very nice fit on foot. You also have a lot of padding at the back of the shoe and it's quite sculpted as well at the back. So it really is nice around the ankle collar. And then as far as the tongue goes, it is gusseted from about the midway point all the way down. So as far as the overall comfort and fit, I actually really enjoy this shoe in that category. And that's why they're gonna score a very nice 9 out of 10. As far as the support goes with this model, it's nothing special, but it does get the job done. At the back of the shoe, you do have an internal TPU heel counter, which does a great job of locking your foot in at the back of the shoe, as long as you have your proper size and fit and snug the laces up nicely. With this traditional lacing system right here, it does a great job of locking your foot in at the back of the shoe. Moving your way down from that, you do have this oversized swoosh right here, coupled with this midsole that your foot is seated housed within. On those hard lateral cuts, it does a pretty good job as far as harnessing your foot in and preventing your foot from spilling over the side of the shoe with that midsole and this swoosh right here. It is kind of like a rubber or plastic material, so it does a pretty good job as far as that goes. Moving your way to the bottom, you do have a wide and stable base with this little outrigger right here that does prevent your foot from teetering over and spraining it. And I know in my initial video, I did say it felt like there was a shank plate in there, but as far as foot doctor Zach, he cut the shoe in half as always, and there's no shank within this basketball shoe, but it does have decent torsional rigidity. That's not a concern for me. If you need some more midfoot support or torsional rigidity, I would recommend throwing a move insole in the shoe and you should be good to go. Overall, it's a pretty basic setup on foot as far as the support goes, but it just does a great job on all of my movements. I really never had a hiccup when it came to the support on this model right here. Also, this screen mesh material is very strong as well on those hard lateral cuts. I never felt my foot being displaced in this shoe at all, and that's a very good thing, so you can make all of your movements with confidence, and that's exactly what I got out of this shoe right here. So as far as the support goes, I'm gonna have to give these an 8.5 out of 10. So that's gonna do it for today's performance review on the Nike Freak 6. Sound off in the comments what you guys think of this basketball shoe. Now, is it any better than last year's model? I'm gonna say no. It's really basically very tiny incremental steps as far as the performance in his shoes, if not the exact same. As far as the aesthetics go with this shoe, this colorway, especially this white and black, very plain colorway, basically with this oversized swoosh, that's all you're getting. You do get some details at the back with his logo and some family members' names, and then on the tongue, you also have his logo right here as well. Same thing goes on the bottom for the outsole, but overall, this is a very plain shoe and just very lackluster for a signature shoe. And for someone that's a superstar in the league today that has won an NBA championship, I do think Nike can do a lot more for their signature athletes when it comes to the aesthetics and the performance of their shoes. I believe these retail for 140 USD. I believe they were 180 here in Canada, so the price point is definitely getting up there. I know you're getting Cushlon 2.0 and forefoot zoom, but I would like to see like full length cushioning or heel and forefoot in more of their models. It's just a very basic setup similar to the Nike Book 1. This model right here, the Sabrinas as well, they do have Cushlon 2.0 and 3.0 with that forefoot zoom airbag, but I just think for one of their star athletes, like aesthetically, this is very plain. But sound off in the comments what you guys think. The overall performance of this shoe definitely gets the job done, but I would say just wait until these go on sale, because as far as last year's model and this year's model, they play very similar on court. Pretty good traction, pretty nice cushioning, and just really cheap materials, a nice fitting shoe, and honestly the support definitely gets the job done as well. I just think the overall aesthetics package that you're getting here on his 6th signature shoe is very plain Jane in my opinion. So, but like I said, that's gonna do it for today's video. As always, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, that would definitely help the channel a ton. And check out my Instagram over at Sneaker Tech Talk, as it is an extension of my YouTube channel with all my pickups, basketball footage, and nostalgia as a whole. As always, thanks for watching today's video, and until next time, peace.